So children, to avoid the wastage of the food, there are certain things we have to keep in our mind. If we follow this, surely we can avoid wasting the food. First one is be a smart shopper. That means whichever requirements for your house, you please buy that much itself. So don't buy more. Whichever necessary things you needed for your house, you just buy it and don't go for more or costlier one. So next is don't serve the over food. Suppose any of your relatives or the guest will come to your house means please don't ever serve them more. How much ever they can have the food, you just serve them. Because if you serve more means they may usually leave the food uneaten in the plate. Again it will be wasted. So keep in these points in your mind. Whenever if you cook too much, you just try to eat the leftovers. Just means if your mom will cook more in the kitchen, so you don't think that it's already the food is being prepared in the morning, so how can we have this food again? Please don't think like that. You just try to eat the leftovers. Next is store the food in the right places. For example, the pickles, vegetables, fruits, everything you can store in your refrigerators in the right place so that for next 3-4 days the vegetables and the fruits and the food which you have been stored in the refrigerator will be fresh and healthy. So whenever you are purchasing anything for your house, you please make sure its expiry date. Whenever you are going to purchase, you please make down the expiry date of it, children. Because manufacturing date of the food, it's very important. If it gets expired means if you consume that food, it leads to very unhealthy issues. So before you purchase any kind of the food items, make sure when it has been manufactured, when is the expiry date, etc. So this is the food recovery hierarchy. There are 3 or 4 ways how can we recover the food. The first one is reduce wasted food. So as now what all I have been said, please keep in your mind and try to reduce wastage of the food. Like don't cook more. If you cook more means you share with your neighbors, etc. etc. Suppose if you have been cooked more food means you please donate it with your friends or neighbors. Still the food which you have been stored in your house means you can feed for your animals like cow, buffalo, etc. Usually in your village side you have been feed to the animals, is it? Like cows and buffaloes, you keep a separate bucket and whichever leftover food is there, you are going to put for that, is it? The main thing is you please feed for the cow or buffaloes instead of wasting. The next important thing is composting. That means the leftover food can be composted and can be converted into the manure. Whichever place is empty nearby your house, you can dig, and whichever left out food you can put, and again with that you put the soil. After 1 week or 10 days you can observe the food which you have been put inside the soil is been decomposing, and also it has been converted to the compost. Finally, it will be the landfill. Again, it will be the perfect manure which will be rich in the nutrients and very much helpful for your plants to grow. This is one of the food recovery hierarchy. If you keep all these things in your mind, definitely the food will be never wasted. Why means there are many people who are struggling for the food, children. Please never waste the food. I hope so you have been understood the concepts which I have been explained to you. I like to give you some activities regarding the seed germination. So what is seed germination? I already explained to you. Any seed, dry seed, whenever it is been soaked with the water and tied in a wet cloth, after some days you can observe the sprouts arising from it. Is it? This is called seed germination. Means the seed is ready to grow into a plant. This is one of the pea seed. Have you all observed? This is the pea seed, in which I have been taken one of the dry seed, and that dry seed I have been made it wet for many hours and have been tied in wet cloth. Once it has been tied in wet cloth, after 24 hours we can observe small sprouts have been arised. These sprouts, if I am going to put inside the soil, these are the germination process we can observe. Seed has been developed into the seedling. See there, radicle and the plumule is been arising from the seed, and also the radicle is been developing into the root system, and the plumule is been developing into the shoot system. Finally, it has been grown for a baby plant, and after some days we can observe it has been developed into the adult plant along with fruits, flowers, buds, etc. This is one of the activity which I like to share with you. So children, today itself in your house, you can take any kind of the seed and please follow whatever I said. You make them as the sprouts and you have to put inside the soil, and you please observe how it has been developing into the seedling, finally into a small plant.